right, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right.
Good morning.
In a second here, I'd like to remind everyone to please make sure that all cell phones are turned to the off or vibrate position. Also, please be advised our city council meetings are broadcast on television, on Comcast Channel 99, and rebroadcast on WMGJ Radio. This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. The chair calls on City Clerk Ivan Nelson for the roll call.
Councilwoman Toles. Here. Councilman Williams.
Here.
Worthy.
Here.
Eccles.
Here.
Billingsley. Councilman Billingsley is absent today. Councilman Cannon.
Here.
And Reed.
Here.
We have a quorum present and our meeting is open for business. I'm going to ask Councilwoman Toles to lead the invocation. Please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Most gracious and holy Father, as we approach your throne of grace and mercy, we come this morning, this afternoon, first of all, giving you thanks and praise for this wonderful day. We come praying that the City Council will transact the business that is necessary and needed, and that it will be done decent and in order. And Father God, I pray that this nation, this country, this city, this state will begin to rise up and live out their true meaning of love and justice and mercy and kindness for all, and dissipate hate and separation. God, we thank you. We give you the honor and the glory and the praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the Public Safety Committee meeting, work session, and City Council meeting held on August 8th.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to approve minutes.
The chair will entertain a motion to ratify payment of accounts for the week of August 4th through August 10th.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to ratify payment of the accounts.
Proclamations, Mayor.
Is Tina Lucas and Shaftel Benson here today? Okay. Whereas community health centers are nonprofit, community-owned and operated healthcare providers providing access to care for all Alabamians, regardless of their insurance status or their ability to pay. And whereas the Quality of Life Health Services, Inc. offers comprehensive primary and preventative health care for services over 50,000 people annually, of which 2/3 live below the federal poverty level. Quality of Life Health Service, Inc. is critical to the health and well-being of the residents of Alabama's urban and rural communities, and their comprehensive model for delivering primary and preventative care has been recognized as one of the most successful at improving health outcomes and reducing health care costs. Quality of Life Health Services, Inc. has a strong record of achievement for excellence in care, disparities, reduction, cost effectiveness, and community benefit by fostering prevention and integrating the delivery of primary care with aggressive outreach, patient education, translation, and other enabling services. Quality of Life Health Services, Inc. has 24 health centers to educate and facilitate enrollment of eligible uninsured patients and guide area residents into affordable health insurance coverage through the federally facilitated marketplace. Quality of Life Health Services, Inc. and other community health centers in the state are participating in chronic disease management projects that reduce disparities, improve health outcomes, and decrease cost. Quality of Life Health Services, Inc.'s health centers reduce inappropriate emergency department usage and unnecessary hospitalization by providing essential services known to be effective in preventing and managing chronic illness, such as early disease identification and intervention, care management and coordination, and patient engagement. Quality of Life Health Services has been and will remain at the forefront of health systems transformation, including working hand in hand with other providers to create high-performing health systems throughout Alabama. Therefore, I, Sherman Guyton, Mayor of the City of Gadsden, do hereby proclaim the week of August 13th through 19th, 2017 as National Health Center Week in Etowah County and urge citizens to recognize the importance and contributions of community health centers in safeguarding health and improving the quality of life for all residents. I will say, quality of life, every time I talk to the head person over there, he's got another clinic he just opened up. It's really amazing all the health care they deliver throughout the whole, I forgot how many you got now, 22 centers and 2 mobile, plus they have a distance thing where they can see the person on TV, yes, and help them. There you go. Thank you.
We would just like to say thank you for the mayor, Sherman Guyton, and his everybody's continued support. We are continuing to grow, and we appreciate all the support given. Thank you.
Now I have 2 proclamations to give. I think I'm just going to call both the people up here at the same time. We had to get them out of work release this morning to talk to the sheriff, and he decided to let them come up here. So I would like to ask Buster Porch and Curly DeRamus to come up. First one I'm going to read is Curly DeRamus standing right here, and Buster Porch, Mayor, right here on the other side. Curly DeRamus has lived in Gadsden for most of his life and loves the city and its residents, working tirelessly to improve the community. Curly believes that everyone is worthy of having dignity and receiving respect, and demonstrates his care and compassion for humanity through his work to help ensure underserved populations have food, housing, and friendship. Since his retirement from Goodyear Tire Rubber Company, Curly has opened his heart and his home to children. In his second round of parenting, he loves and cares for 6 children who are the highlight of his life. Curly is a special part of the community and seeks to understand and meet the needs of those he serves, as well as to inspire them. You can always count on Curly to give a kind word, and more often to lift people's spirits through telling jokes, hilarious stories. He works to provide delicious refreshments at local events, including Musical Mondays at the Water Wall. Therefore, I, Sherman Guyton, Mayor of the City of Gadsden, and the City Council do hereby join in proclaiming Tuesday, August 15, 2017, as a day of appreciation for Curly DeRamus, expressing our sincere gratitude for his dedication in the efforts to enhance the quality of life to our citizens and everyone who has enjoyed Musical Mondays at the Water Wall.
I got a lot I could say. I got a wife that knows to keep her mouth shut. But the surprising thing was, I decided I probably wasn't going to even come today. Because I had things was pressing. But yes, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the people. And our city attorney, we go back so far, I call him my own kid. But yes, it's a enjoyment for me to see not just my family, but people who they are. And we change their lives by changing ours to fit theirs. And I would say it to even the council. I see some things that could be changed, and I hope they will be done. You understand what I'm saying? And since I got the mayor, I need another $500 to keep this thing going. And that's the best way to ask it. Thank y'all.
Mayor of Green Pass.
You all right, that'll work.
Oh, me. That's the mayor of Green Pastures.
You're right. This one is Mayor Buster Porch. He used to be a mayor in Chicago, or outside of Chicago. Yeah, Calumet Park. And he is from Gadsden. He moved back here. And when I first met him, we talk all the time. He tells me about all his troubles of being mayor, and I tell him about mine. Sometimes we both get good advice, except he's retired and I'm not. That's the only difference. But whereas Buster Porch was born in Alex City and moved to Gadsden at the age of 6, he graduated from Carver High School in 1963 and entered the U.S. Air Force, serving through May of 1967. Buster moved to Chicago, Illinois, and worked for U.S. Steel Southworks for over 31 years. He moved to Calumet Park, Illinois, and in 1985 was elected to the City Board of Trustees and served 2 four-year terms. Buster was then elected mayor and served a total of 15 years before returning to Gadsden. Buster Porch is actively involved in the community, serving with Community Development Project 2000, Community Action Agency Board, and the city's Planning Commission, and working with WMGJ Radio for events such as sickle cell fundraisers, food drives, Juneteenth. Buster has a love for jazz music and serves as DJ for the community events, including the Community Thanksgiving, Sunset Sips, Musical Mondays at the Water Wall. Therefore, I, Sherman Guyton, the mayor of the city of Gadsden, and the city council do hereby proclaim Tuesday, August 15, 2017, as a day of appreciation for Curly DeRamus and Buster Porch, expressing our sincere gratitude for their dedication and efforts to enhance the quality of life for our citizens and for everyone who has enjoyed Musical Mondays at the Water Wall. And if everybody would get involved and volunteer for good deeds as much as these two guys, it would be amazing what kind of city we would have.
Well, I'm amazed. Got my family here. You know, I have a day in Gadsden. But let's give thanks for things to do. You know, I started this 6 years ago, this Musical Monday, thanks to Kay and DGI. But I have to give thanks to my partner in jazz and life, Johnny Timmons. Stand up. I'm doing this because she hates to be in the public. She has been with me through all my DJ adventures here in Gadsden. And I don't know what I could say about Curly. But when I started this music thing at the Water Wall, my idea was to play the music and the listeners could bring the food, sit down, and we could meet and greet and have friends and et cetera, new friends and old friends. But Jax decided to get up and leave. Curly stepped in. He arranged for Family Savings Credit Union, and then the mayor, the city council, Carolyn Parker, EMA stepped in. Those are the ones that you think. Me, I found out during my 23 years of in politics, note, I said in politics in Illinois. I have never been a politician, never wanted to be a politician, because I believe in service to the people. Amen. So, as a final word, with all the stuff that I've done here and I did there, and now in the 23 years of being in politics, I know there's always been and always will be a need for volunteers. So all the people who are complaining, unhappy, and unsatisfied with politics, with their community, I say, get up, step up, get involved. Your idea just might be the one to satisfy all needs. Get up, stand up, get involved, and I thank each and every one of you for this. Imogene is going to, she's smiling right now, my mother. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor. We definitely appreciate their service and all that that both Curley and Mr. Porch offer to the community. It's funny. Not very long ago, I had an individual who's recently retired, who came to me and asked, you know, what can I do? There's nothing in the city for me to do now that I'm retired. And the first thing I said to him was, well, put that 6-pack of beer down first, and then find out what Curley and Mr. Porch are doing, because they seem to get it, and they get it right, and we appreciate it. You do contribute at a high level and a very visible level, and we definitely appreciate that as a city, so thank you. Unfinished business, we don't have any today. This is the time and place is advertised to conduct a public hearing, allowing anyone to speak in opposition to or in favor of a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 1554 Terrence Drive in District 1. Michael Pierce being the last known owner. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution?
Mr. President, I'm Brian Harbison with the Building Department. Based on recent improvements to this property, there's a permit also. We're asking this case be tabled for 30 days. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. What is the pleasure of the council?
I move to accept the building department's recommendation.
Second.
Okay. So there's a motion for a 30-day table and second. Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to table the resolution for 30 days, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table for 30 days.
Item number 10 is a resolution awarding bid number 3350 for coal mix paving material. The NEPA coordinator recommended awarding the bid to Jim's Asphalt LLC, and the amount is $73.25 per ton of bituminous plant mix and $2 per ton of reclaimed asphalt pavement delivered. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So move. Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 11 is a resolution authorizing agreement with Clinical Urology Associates. This is for the city to sponsor the casting for cancer fishing tournament to be held September 2nd, 2017 at Coosa Landing, and the amount is $500. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 12 is a resolution authorizing agreement with Darden Rehabilitation Foundation. This is for the city to sponsor their 4th annual fishing tournament to be held September 16th, 2017 at Coosa Landing, and the amount is $500. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 13 has 2 parts. It's resolutions accepting permanent drainage easements at 2 locations. This is for a 7.5-foot drainage, 7.5-foot drainage easement on property located at 206 and 208 Mitchell Boulevard from Clinton Shane Ellison and Danny M. and Kathriana W. Hancock. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt both resolutions, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt both.
Item number 14 is a resolution authorizing amended agreement with CDG Engineers and Associates. This changes the scope of work for design and inspection of 3 pedestrian bridges at Nakalula Falls. The amount is $15,500, thereby adjusting the total contract amount to $57,900. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So move. Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 15 is presented today for first reading. It's an ordinance creating an entertainment district. This would designate an area approximately described between 3rd and 7th Streets and Locust and Chestnut Streets, where outside consumption of alcoholic beverages would be permitted from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. under certain conditions. The only beverages allowed would be those purchased from businesses licensed for on-premises sales inside the district in a paper or plastic cup no larger than 16 ounces, specifically marked with the business's name or logo. This ordinance has been presented today for first reading, and the council will vote on it next week. Okay. New business. Is there any new business?
Yes, Mr. President, I have one. It's a request from the Parks and Recreation Department, and I ask for unanimous consent. This is authorizing the acceptance of a grant from Alabama Power in the amount of $12,500 for the Black Creek Trail expansion.
Okay. Do we have a motion to consider today?
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today as an item of new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
I move for adoption.
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Steve Hilbrand is here from Alabama Power, and I just asked him to speak on that.
Thank you, Councilman. Council Lady. I'm Steve Hildebrand. I work for Alabama Power Company. I just wanted to say thank you to the council and to the mayor for the opportunity to come and speak to the council today on behalf of this resolution. We're proud to be a partner and to provide some funding for the extension of the Black Creek Trails. More trails means more tourists, more bikers, more runners, more events, and that's a good thing for the city, a good thing for the merchants in the city, and ultimately a good thing for Alabama Power Company. So we're proud to be here and be partner in the city on this project.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. Okay. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Abstain.
We have one abstention. Motion carries to adopt.
Is there any more new business?
Yes, Mr. President, I have one. I'd like to ask for unanimous consent, please. It's resolution authorizing agreement with CDG Engineers to complete design and construction engineering services for water and sanitary sewage upgrades at the venue at Coosa Landing.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today under new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Consent has been granted.
I move to adopt, please.
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries to adopt.
Okay. Is there any more new business? Department reports, committees, boards. Remarks by the mayor and council. I think I'm going to go first today. Our hearts and prayers and condolences go out to the people of Charlottesville, Virginia today. Specifically, we pray for the families and friends of Heather Hayer, the young lady that was killed. There was indeed only a single perpetrator of this hateful terrorist act, but this lone wolf represents a larger subculture of bigots, racists, and mentally sick individuals. Racism may be a part of this nation's past, but it has absolutely no place in our future. Overcoming this evil is a defining challenge for city leaders across this nation. Citizens now more than ever are looking towards their elected officials to support the process of healing and protecting. Far too long, Southern states have failed to realize the demeaning impact that Confederate memorials have had on the black community. We force our children to attend schools named after men who advocated and fought for their enslavement. We force them to compete for teams named after rebels and Confederates. We force them to enter buildings, many so-called centers of justice, that bear the names of prominent bigots and Confederate leaders. The Confederacy, which is at the core of what happened over the weekend, and all of its memorials are reminders of this nation's weakest and lowest moment. It reminds us of a time when a misguided band of Southern states chose to secede from the greatest nation in the history of this world. History has also shown that the marks that the Confederacy has left on this great nation are indelibly linked to this nation's weakest moment, the Civil War, slavery, the most shamefully institutionalized violation of human rights in this world's history, the era of Jim Crow, when many of these monuments were erected, and most recently, the white supremacist and neo-Nazi movements. While I can appreciate the president's reference to an egregious display of hatred and bigotry and violence, and I can also appreciate his willingness to come back and name specific groups specifically, I must say that he missed a real opportunity to be very explicit in condemning these acts. What we saw was his natural reaction versus his scripted reaction. The city of Gadsden stands in support of Charlottesville, Virginia. I want to thank specifically those police officers for their level of professionalism and how they handle that situation. And I would like to think and know and believe that Gadsden's police officers would have behaved similarly. I know they would have. The city of Gadsden stands against the evils of hateful terrorists of all kinds, including those perpetrated by white supremacists. And I want to go a step further today. I want to ask our legislative delegation to repeal and or rework significantly Senate Bill 60, Alabama's Memorial Preservation Act of 2017. That's the monuments legislation that preserved these monuments that were erected out of hate during the Jim Crow civil rights era. Thank you, Gadsden, for being my home and not being a haven to those who propagate this evil. We are all needed in the effort to secure a safe and equitable future for this nation and this city. May God bless all of those impacted by this evil, and may God continue to bless the United States of America. Thank you for hearing me. Mayor?
I did want to ask a question. This Lola and Runts, was that first reading need to be done on that for the next time? Huh?